Understanding the role of approximate matches. In our previous work with VLOOKUP, we've pretty much exclusively used the false argument at the very end of our formulas. As you likely remember, false tells Excel to look for an exact match of the lookup value within your data table. However, there is another option, the true argument, which triggers what we call an approximate match. While exact matching is definitely the most common way to use this function, the approximate match is incredibly useful when your lookup value doesn't perfectly align with the data in your reference table. Let me show you exactly what I mean by that. Analyzing the data scenario. I have a small data set here representing age demographics. It lists various age ranges, the car insurance risk levels, applications, and the annual premium. Below this main table, I have a list of specific drivers and their exact ages. My goal is to use each driver's age to determine their risk category and the estimated annual insurance premium. Here's the key point. Look at the first driver, Michael Turner. He is 19 years old. If you look at the reference table, the number 19 does not appear explicitly. Instead, that age falls within the 19 to 25 range. If I tried to use an exact match, the formula would fail because Excel wouldn't find the number 19 as a standalone value in the lookup column. This is the perfect scenario for an approximate match. We want Excel to recognize that 19 belongs inside that age bracket and therefore return a high-risk category with an estimated annual premium of $3,100. That's exactly why approximate match is so powerful when working with ranges, brackets, or thresholds like this. Writing the first formula. The structure for this formula is nearly identical to what we've done before, with one crucial twist at the end. I'll start by typing equals VLOOKUP. My lookup value is going to be the age, which is in cell B16. So I'll select that and type a comma. Next, I need to define where my table is. I will highlight the range A4 through D12. Because I plan to drag this formula down to other users later, I need to lock this table in place so the reference doesn't shift. I'll press the F4 key on my keyboard to make those cell references absolute. Now I need to provide the column index number to tell Excel which information to return. I want the risk level, which sits in the third column from the left, so I'll type 3 and a comma. This is the important part. Instead of selecting false like we usually do, we are going to select true because we need that approximate match. When I press enter, Excel returns high risk. Let's quickly check the logic. Michael is 19 years old, so yes, he falls into the 19 to 25 age range, which correctly maps to a high risk category. Once I'm confident the logic is working, I can safely copy the formula down to the rest of the list. It's always a good idea to do a spot check. Let's look at Sophia Nguyen, who is 28. That age falls into the 26 to 35 range, and the result correctly shows medium risk. Next, check Robert Miller, who is 73. His age places him in the 66 to 75 range, and the formula returns very low risk, which matches the classification in our reference table. This confirms that the approximate match is working exactly as intended. Implementing named ranges for efficiency. You might be thinking that selecting cell references and locking them with F4 feels a bit clunky. You are right. So let's look at a cleaner way to handle this using a named range. Instead of manually selecting the table coordinates every time, we can turn this area into a named object. I'm going to select the entire table again. Once it's highlighted, I'll go up to the name box and type in risk level and hit enter. Now that specific range is defined by a name we can easily remember. Let's write the formula again using this new method. I'll type VLOOKUP, and once again, my lookup value is the age. After the comma, instead of dragging my mouse over the table, I can simply press the F3 key. This is a handy shortcut that pulls up a list of all the named ranges in your workbook. I'll select risk level and click OK. For the column index, this time I want to pull back the annual premium, which is the fourth column in our table. Finally, we need our range lookup argument. We previously used true, but here's a helpful tip. In Excel, you can replace the word true with the number 1. They function exactly the same way. I'll close the bracket and hit enter. Now I can copy this down to the rest of my dataset. Let's do one final check on Sophia. She is 28 years old. That places her in the 26 to 35 age range, and the formula correctly returns an estimated annual premium of $2,200. This confirms that the value in column D is also being pulled from the correct row using the same approximate match logic. That is essentially the core difference between using the true argument and the false argument when you're building VLOOKUP formulas.